We're live.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to New Orleans by Night. As we kick off the relaunch of New Orleans, we've had some interesting experiences already. We start just towards the close of April, the spring heat wave giving way to the first hints of summertime heat and humidity in the bayou and the Big Easy. The town across the way from Lake Pontchartrain is somewhat demure and somewhat placid. However, the Kindred that have lived there for the past 4 months have been making do with what they have. So much so that Lila was able to secure a smaller building, but turn it into a nightclub all the same, with a very exclusive guest list. Only certain individuals are allowed in. Certainly, Kine is in short supply. In this this small building that's just off the way from one of the strip malls, an area that had been left by the wayside when the local shipping plant finally closed down. After the building was torn down, this small, what amounts to a storage facility, was converted out. The interior of the actual club itself is set up with lounges and couches on either side of a rather large dance floor, a wet bar towards the back, which serves to all kinds. And then, of course, a DJ booth up on a stage. Other than that, it is a very plain building. It is definitely not what the Gia nightclub was once back inside the city limits of New Orleans. As we start the scene, a new individual makes her way into the city for the first time.
Helena's finally decided to venture outward from the small home that she's made for herself. And she's not sure exactly what brings her here, but it seemed like an interesting place to start. She looks around, almost nervously, trying to get a look at the kind of people that inhabit this new place. And the corners of her lips turn upward just a bit as she walks towards, well, nowhere in particular, just off to see if anybody catches her eye.
And if no one else is going to enter,
I was just going to answer.
okay, go for it.
There's a man with whiskey at the bar. He's like with the people near him. The talking about the races, the underground races that happening at the time, like time to time. And you feel like a power being used. Like when he was talking a power, you feel like a power being used.
Helena will she'll look at him after sensing something strange and just try to get a read on what exactly she's feeling from this odd stranger.
The odd stranger, when he was talking at the beginning, people were not into what he talks, but after, like, you felt something, it's just like they're more into what he is talking. They're like nodding their heads. And the guy says like, okay, like we have one work more harder after the races. You know, like some other people are coming and we're trying to be fine, but again, we need to work hard, brothers. We need to work hard.
She'll sort of walk over. She doesn't address him
And
directly.
he takes a
What?
just say,
Oh, is there something about him that puts her distinctly ill at ease? But he's the only one here that doesn't register as perfectly normal. So she's actually going to go ahead and activate Auspex too to get a look at this guy.
you see a vampire aura. He is actually, but he can actually drink.
She'll walk over and
Like he can
nearby.
actually drink other things.
She'll walk over and
Like-
sit nearby, still keeping a bit of distance between her and this stranger. Hey there.
I think Amush's internet is not doing so hot. So while we're waiting for him to get his internet sorted out,
Can you guys hear me now?
no, you're still robot. Try reloading and turning down your bandwidth.
Sorry.
But anyways, as the sound of the music is playing in the background, Helena, if you wouldn't mind making me a perception and awareness roll difficulty 4 for you.
Nothing on Lila.
Alright, well, there you go. That's how it happens. As you're sitting there at the bar, an individual stands next to you, and she just kind of pats her hand twice on the bar, and the bartender, who seems to be attentive to everybody, suddenly drops whatever it is he's doing and makes his way over to her and reaches underneath the counter. You see a slight glow and fog come up as though a refrigerator of sorts was opened underneath. And he pours a glass of something discreetly before placing it up on the counter. And if you want to make a perception and alertness, you can smell what's in that sort of obsidian-style glass. Shelby?
I rolled it out what the difficulty is.
I only see 2 dice for perception and alertness.
Oh shit. Alright.
Can you guys hear me?
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think that's a botch. And so you can't tell as this woman takes a drink, and she takes a look at you, and she's going to use herself some Auspex on you. Auspex 2. as your new face, she doesn't recognize. So, perception, empathy. Do. Do. And she fails, so she can't tell anything really about you. You're new here. I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Oh, I just moved in here recently. I've been working on setting up a shop. I haven't really had much time to interact with anybody.
One such as yourself deciding to move here to Lewisburg, of all places.
I have family nearby.
Family, you say? And roll in perception, empathy on that. Five successes? Without the specialty?
Alright, what are you trying to tell?
Just if she's being truthful. Given the state of how things went, the Malkavian Primogen is extremely gun-shy about new people.
Mm, she's not telling the whole truth.
And she'll, again, take another sip out of her cup and sit it down on the bar top, and you'll see a small trickle of blood just escape the corner of her mouth as she licks it with her tongue, very nonchalantly.
What about you? What brings you here?
I live here. This is my bar, my club.
Oh, you own it?
Owner and operator. She holds out her hand. Lila Gia.
She'll smile and take it. Helena Dominic. We may be more closely related than I originally thought.
Oh, how so?
Well, I can see we both have a similar taste in drinks. I don't know many people nearby who are fond of the Bloody Mary.
She'll give Helena a very toothy grin. I see. Then I should introduce myself as proper, if you're in the know.
Oh, only a little bit.
What clan are you?
I come from the clan of the Rose, or at least that was what I was told.
Lila quirks a brow. Then you'll want to meet my good friend, Miss Carlyle. She is Primogen of Clan Toreador.
Oh, I would be delighted.
I myself am Lila Gia, born into the Clan of the Shattered Mirror, and Primogen, until someone better comes along, at least.
Oh, I see. I wasn't expecting to meet one of our family so soon. I suppose you can call me lucky.
Perhaps some might call you lucky, others might not. It all depends on what your disposition to your own kind is, really. I don't suppose that you're a member of the Sword of Cain, are you?
Oh no, of course not. I'm afraid I haven't been told much about them.
By the way, Shelby, what is Helena's self-control and instincts? Or, I'm sorry, self-control. Bleh.
Self-control is 3.
Difficulty 7. 7 dice for a difficulty of 7. 2 successes. So, a closely guarded secret or a conversational misstep comes into Lila's mind, and you can roll a perception and awareness to know that there is a power being used on you. Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's something coming off of her as far as a sensation of some sort of mystical aura. But a closely guarded secret, perhaps, or a conversational misstep, something in that realm.
Let's see. She's a lot older than she lets on.
Lila licks her lips slightly. So old blood, are we?
I'm sorry?
A member of an old blood. A high clan, someone... I get a sense that you're much older than you look.
Oh, I'm just trying not to draw attention to myself.
Well, how old are you, dear child?
Old enough to not know the exact number.
Curious. You are indeed. And she'll look to the gentleman sitting just a few stools away.
He is still drinking, and can I roll alertness to hear at least some couple words of your, talk, like sort of cane?
If you want to roll perception or alertness, it's a loud club, so difficulty 7.
Let's just make it 9, actually, because you guys are talking, I'm talking with somebody else.
Okay, sure. Not gonna fight that one.
I rolled. Yeah, never mind. I just can't see, and I failed.
I can't see your dice roll anyway, but if you said that you failed, that's good enough for me.
The guy is still drinking, talking with the people, but you can also sense that he used something to make people listen to him.
Lila will cant her head at Helena. Tell me, young one, have you... And she says it with almost a ironic inference. Exactly where are you staying right now?
I have a small house. Nothing particularly special yet. I have quite a bit of money to make before I can own my own place.
See. Well then. She'll take a card out that just has the club's number on it and sort of all the little particulars about that, and she writes a number on the back and slides it across the bar. Or no, actually, no, she's going to hand it to you.
I'm gonna make a perception and empathy to see if Lila's intentions towards me are good.
All right.
Do I get a weird feeling from her?
You get, she's not trying to hide it, she's definitely assessing you, but beyond that, it doesn't seem like it's really good or bad. It's not like she's trying to do you harm, but she's not exactly looking to be your friend per se. She's just curious. But now that when you take the card, she actually takes a moment to gently take Elena's hand. And at that point, I'll let you make one more attempt at a perception and awareness difficulty 4.
3 successes.
Oh, yeah. There is a certain kinship that you feel instantly with touching her, but it's so perverse, just because of your unique circumstances. You definitely feel that there's something seriously wrong with Lila.
I'm going to make a subterfuge roll to hide being startled by this.
Alright.
She forces herself to smile as she takes the card. I appreciate it, Lila.
Counter roll real quick. How many successes did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, she doesn't catch on that you've been startled by her. So yeah, she just very gently clasps Helena's hand. It was lovely meeting you. I hope to see you again soon.
I hope to see you as well. Um, 4 to lie.
I'll spend a willpower point for Lila. Doesn't do jack shit. So yeah.
She seems sincere.
Yes, she does. I see that someone's played the game.
Actually, Shelby, you have more successes than 4. You have enchanting voice.
Oh yeah, I need to remember that. But seeing as I have to get going, Helena will stand up and nod towards the 2 people that make her slightly uncomfortable and get up and leave the club. Part of her regrets ever leaving her haven. Part of her is curious and excited.
And I think there we can call that a scene.